Hi, welcome to Vegetables Day 109. And it is Meal Planning Monday. So, just to give you a little bit of background as far as where I started. Okay, the first thing I did was I had purchased this book. I listened to it on Audible and decided that well, I don't have diabetes. Based on the information in the book, I did determine for myself. Now, of course, I'm not medically trained, but based on this information, I did determine that I am very highly insulin resistant. And so I want to prevent myself from getting diabetes. So I'm going to go ahead and, follow the tips in this book. So I highly recommend it. And I've put a link, mentioned it before, put a link in the description box before, so I'll do that again where you can get this book. You can either purchase it, or if you want to get it through Audible like I did to listen to it first, the link will include how to do that as well. So, what they recommend is they recommend just starting first with breakfast. And, well, first of all, they have you take an insulin resistance quiz. And you add up your total points. So I had total points of 115. And that's why I determined, based on the answers to this little quiz, that I have very high insulin resistance. And I've been told that by a doctor before anyway. So their approach is that they have two breakfast options, one for low or medium, and then one for high and very high resistance. So they recommend that I follow their option number 2 for 4 weeks and then switch to option 1. And their pointers for option 2 breakfast is that you eat fruit with greens or non-starchy vegetables. When they say fruits, they're talking 3 to 4 servings of fruits. And then for non-starchy vegetables or green, they just said a significant portion. The next one that they recommend that you include in your breakfast is intact whole grains with fruit. But they don't recommend oatmeal because oatmeal has found to really have a huge impact on increasing the blood glucose. Which, I don't have to really worry about a whole lot because I don't have diabetes. But if I want to reduce my resistance, I figured I should follow it. They also recommend adding beans, lentils, and peas to your breakfast. As well as either cheese seeds or flax seeds, but also spices. And the spices they recommended would be like cinnamon, which of course I can't have, cloves, nutmeg, cardamom, and cumin. And I don't know if I've ever had cardamom, so that'll be interesting. And then, I don't know about this one, how I'm going to do this one, because I don't have any of these items, but they also recommend adding medicinal plants. And the ones they list are amla, which is Indian gooseberries. And you can actually drink that in a tea. So that's probably what I'll do, is I'll just order some amla tea, and they recommend 1 to 2 glasses a day. You could also try Gymnema, Gynema, Gynema, Silvestri, bitter melon, berberine, sea buckthorn, or fenugreek. Fenugreek I've heard of before. They also mentioned that gluten is okay But they do recommend, as long as you're not gluten intolerant or resistant, so they recommend eliminating the gluten for 2 weeks and then reintroducing it. And if you don't have a reaction to it, then you're fine to include it. Otherwise, eliminate it. As far as caffeine, they recommend eliminating all sodas and energy drinks, which I very seldom, if ever, have those anyway. If you drink tea, that's okay to continue. But then coffee, they recommend that you grind your beans fresh. Store your beans in an airtight container, and then refrain from adding dairy, which a coffee is stored in an airtight container, but it's pre-ground. And I do have a coffee grinder, so once I run out of this coffee, I will probably, I'll go ahead and start buying it in a whole bean form and then just grind it every day. But they are stored in an airtight container already, and I almost eliminated the dairy. Almost. So I just need to take that plunge and eliminate it altogether. As far as the recommendation on smoothies, because I know a lot of people will have smoothies for breakfast. I'm not a big, huge fan of them, but I might try one as a snack maybe. But they're not a big fan of them, because since you blend them up, it basically, you're drinking already digested food, and so again they'll have that, just like the oatmeal. They can cause you to have a big, huge, immediate spike in your blood glucose. So they say, well, if you're going to drink them, drink in moderation. So, not like every day, maybe I'm guessing maybe 1 or 2 a week. And either add greens in the smoothie or eat greens with the smoothie. And then make sure you drink it slowly. Don't guzzle it. It'll fill you up faster. And then I think this is the best recommendation. That if you get hungry 1 to 2 hours later after eating breakfast, their strategies are, that's an indication that you need to eat a bigger breakfast, or you need to eat a second breakfast. So like the first day, if you don't eat enough, then go ahead and eat a second breakfast. But note that, what you ate was not enough to last you, the 4 hours till lunch. So eat a bigger breakfast the next day. And then, be sure that, and they have a list of green light foods, which, typically whole foods, whole fruits, whole vegetables. Eat them generously. Given those guidelines, they do have sample menus in the book. So I did pick 3 items from that menu, which contain ingredients that I already have in my kitchen. Because I'm having a little bit of a headache and a little bit of sore throat, so I'm self-quarantining until I can get a test tomorrow afternoon. So I don't want to have to go to the store, at least not right away. So that also means that with the menu items that I've picked, again, it'll be everything that I already have in my freezer or my refrigerator or my cupboards, so that I don't hopefully have to go to the store this week. So from their menu, I completely did breakfast from their menu, their suggested meal plan. And then I also mapped out some lunch, dinner, and snacks for the rest of the week. Now my week is going to start on a Tuesday because today's Monday. Menu Monday, right? And so what I picked, so then I picked out this, this little meal plan template. I'll put a link to that in the description box below as well. And then I filled it out in pencil, and I recommend doing that because if you need to make changes or erase something, you can do that rather than having to start all over. And let me get a little bit closer. You could probably see, especially right in there, where I actually did erase it. So the breakfasts that I chose a garden breakfast pan, a chickpea scramble, and a quinoa special. So when I did the audiobook for Mastering Diabetes, it gave me a PDF download. And in that download, it includes all of the recipes that are in the book. So I printed the recipes out. All 3 of them. Now, I printed this one last. As you can see, it's a larger font. Didn't think about that till I printed the 3rd one. I'm like, oh, you know what? This is kind of small. I need to increase the font. So I did that. But then I paper clipped it to the meal plan. And what I will do is I will put that on the counter in my kitchen. If you watched my Foodie Friday video, which didn't come out till midnight on Saturday, but if you watched my Foodie Friday, I made that at my kitchen island that Scott built, actually, in the red, white, and blue wood shop. He built that island, and it's on wheels, and I absolutely love that thing. So I'll just stick it on. I try to keep that as clear as possible, and I'll just stick that on there so that in the mornings I roll it over to the refrigerator to get all of the ingredients that I need out of the refrigerator. And then I walk over to the pantry. My pantry is actually supposed to be, or originally was, a coat closet. So, I didn't use the coat closet, so I'm like, this makes more sense to make it a pantry. So that's what we did. So that's the breakfast. And then for lunch, I chose things that I already have purchased. And typically for lunch is, if I'm going to have a salad, I'll have it at lunch because, if I'm going to have trouble digesting it, I'd rather have that in the evening rather than, at night when I'm asleep. Okay, so on 2 of the days I chose Chow Mein, and I'll show you some of these items here in just a few minutes. I chose some Chow Mein and some fruit or fries. My husband likes to have fries at least once or twice a week with his lunch, so I'll just I always cook them in an air fryer, so I'll put some of those in the air fryer, and I usually have ketchup with them too. And then I'll have soup and salad. I've got that listed on 3 of the days. Chow Mein 2 of the days. And then 2 of the days, I found these Bird's Eye vegetable power blends. Fantastic. I used to work for Bird's Eye, and they were just starting to get into having more than just plain frozen vegetables, and they were just starting to get into the the mixtures of the vegetables, and so they've begun to expand on those. So fantastic, you need to check them out. And so that's and a lot of times with the soup, it's like the next day, so it's left over from the dinner, which having, the items in the freezer as well as the leftover soup is an easy way to, for me, and it's, tips that have been given by other vloggers, that when you make dinner, just make extra, because then, you can use that extra for your lunch the next day. And I did that a lot when I was still working. It was so much easier. I used to buy all these frozen entrees, and they just I got so bored with them. They weren't flavorful. There was hardly any of them with vegetables. Now that is changing. There's a big difference between the frozen entrees when I was working to now. And, I stopped working in 2016. So even in, 4.5 short years, there's been a big change. But for dinner, I do have something different each night. We typically don't repeat our dinners during the week. We typically, while we might repeat our lunches, we don't repeat our dinners. So, I haven't still left in the freezer. I have a couple of pork chops that I purchased or got with one of the Every Plate meals. So, one of the meals is going to have that plus potato wedges. Beginning to really enjoy the homemade potato wedges in the air fryer. And I have to look it up, but one of the channels gave the idea of steaming the vegetables first and then putting them in the air fryer. And I think I'm going to try that, because the last time I made the wedges, they were done on the outside, but the inside was still kind of hard. So if you steam them first and then just put them in the air fryer to crisp up, I bet you they'd be really good. But then with pork chops and the potato wedges, I was going to also have some roasted carrots. Roasted carrots. The last time I made those, Scott really enjoyed them. And I have a big old bag of carrots, so I have to get those used up. The next day is going to be probably some barbecue chicken, because I have that one from Monday, which would be a week from today. So tomorrow I have chicken that I bought yesterday, and there's some barbecue chicken that I make in the Instant Pot that is absolutely heaven. So I'm going to have that plus some mashed potatoes and green beans. And then on Wednesday I have roasted veggies and rice. Now Scott may not have that. If he does, I'll probably make him some baked chicken. I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably just make him some, I think I might have some more hot dogs, make him some beanie weenies, or, I'll just make him something that he wants. And then on Thursday, I have one of our favorites, which is taco soup. And I will double the batch, or double the recipe, so then that we will be able to have enough taco soup for lunch the next day. And then I'll have a salad with it. And probably with the taco soup, we'll probably have some tater tots. Scott always likes to have something extra with it, not just soup. We may or may not. We'll see. The next day then is I should still have some more chicken, or I have chicken in the freezer as well. So I'll probably make some kind of baked chicken, because what we can do with that leftover chicken is we can put it on salad, or one of these bird's eye things that I'm going to show you here in a minute. We could always put chicken on that as well. And then we'll probably have a baked potato with broccoli and cheese. Another one of our favorites. And then for that, I might try some broccoli cheese sauce. And that brings us to Friday. So Friday, since it's going to be Foodie Friday, I will probably either show the chickpea chickpea scramble, or if I have the baked potato with broccoli and cheese, I might try another cheese sauce recipe. But I probably will make the chickpea scramble. Okay, and then Saturday I have creamy potato soup. I had one the other day and it just, oh, it was so good. And then probably have like a grilled cheese sandwich with it, or if Scott would rather have tuna, we'll probably have a tuna sandwich with it. And then on Sunday, we'll have some kind of Mexican dish. We usually have we'll have tacos, or we'll have enchiladas, or we'll have some kind of taco bake, taco salad. Probably won't be taco salad this week because on that same day I have salad and leftover baked potato soup for lunch that day. So we won't want 2 salads in the day. So we'll probably have tacos. I might make I am absolutely falling in love with this these tacos that have pickled onions and lime crema. So good. So I might have that again. I don't know. We'll see. But then I also did include some snacks, because a lot of times I don't usually snack during the day, but usually some between dinner and bedtime, I do get the hankering for a snack. So I might have something like peanut butter toast, a bowl of cereal, some nice cream, since I had it the last night and really enjoyed it. I'll probably make some more because I do have some frozen bananas. And then my grandson has requested more banana bread, so I bought extra bananas so I could make it. And then I'm probably going to also later in the week, and maybe that might be my Foodie Friday, I'll make some muffins. I have frozen berries in the freezer, so I might make some kind of frozen berry muffin, or I also have a bunch of little peach cups. I might try maybe some kind of peach muffin, but I am going to go ahead and make some kind of muffin. And I will use a vegan recipe for that. So as you can see, except for dinner, pretty much everything is going to be vegan. And when I say bowl of cereal, it's a cereal, but I use almond milk on it. I have tried cereal with milk on it recently, and I don't like it. I've been using almond milk on my cereal for so long. I don't like the dairy milk on my cereal anymore. So yeah, I'm really encouraged. I'm hoping that by making this meal plan every week, it will help me not go out to eat. Because today, not feeling the greatest. We went to McDonald's for lunch. Of course, my grandson did request it because he's feeling a lot worse than I am. But we'll see. Okay, so now I do want to take a quick moment to show you some of the things that I have found that are going to definitely help me start eating better and make meal prep a lot easier. So let me go ahead and get you in position. Okay, so I kind of set up I've kind of set up a temporary table. And the first thing I want to show you is the chow mein. When I say chow mein, it is frozen. It does have salt and oil and sugar in it. But while I transition and learn to, try more dishes that I like, this will be this is a good option for me to be able to at least eat vegan and keep out the animal products, which right now is the most important thing for me. And as you can see over there, I have my vegetable broth. That is actually low sodium vegetable broth, and I actually have a brand that's salt free, so that's fantastic. Okay, and then as you can see, I've already had some, and they're really simple. They come like this. And what I like is they don't even come in a bowl, because a lot of times the bowls that they include in these packages are, like if they do paper ones, they don't hold up. Then, you know, they do plastic ones. This way I can use my own paper bowls. And right now I have those from Sam's Club. No, the soda's not mine. Okay, so then another one of my favorites is, this is a local store brand. It's called Our Family, and I know there's quite a few different stores that carry the Our Family brand. Usually it's the independent grocers that carry it. Can't name any like right off the top of my head right now that might be near you guys, or near you, but for me, it's the store where I get it is, he owns just one store, has a booming business. But this one, it's a couple different vegetable stir fries. This one is oriental, since it's oriental. It's green beans, broccoli, onions, and mushrooms. And if you turn it over and look at the back at the ingredients, that's all it is. Green beans, broccolis, onions, and mushrooms. This one is just, what is it, broccoli, I can't read, broccoli, carrots, onions, red peppers, celery, water chestnuts, and mushrooms. And that's all that's in there. So that is fantastic. And then, as I mentioned, Bird's Eye has done a fantastic job at offering convenience. I mean, most brands do have this, but they do have a rice cauliflower. And if you look at the ingredients, it's just cauliflower. Just cauliflower. And then you talk about getting, a lot of the videos that I watch, they talk about batch prepping brown rice at the beginning of the week. Don't have to. Bird's Eye does it for you. Yeah, it's probably a little more expensive, but it's so easy. The convenience to me far outweighs the price. Now this one happens to be whole grain rice with corn and carrots. And if you look at the ingredients, it's a cooked whole grain brown rice, which is just water and brown rice. There's corn, carrots, peas, cooked whole grain black rice, which is water, black rice, and that is it. No salt, no seasoning, nothing. This is one of my favorite vegetable blends. So what I will do is take something like this, or one of these stir fries, heat it up, add it to the bowl, make a quick sauce, or sometimes I'll just put salt and pepper on it. And here's another one. Now this is a rice. This is another one. It is a rice blend. It is seasoned, so it does have some salt. And there's a list of ingredients. It does have some salt and some seasoning, and I believe it's got a little bit of oil. Yeah, it does have soybean oil in it. But it's pretty good. Again, it's very convenient. And if I'm going, if I'm contemplating going to McDonald's versus eating something like this, I'll eat something like this, even if it does have the oil and the salt. And that goes with these new items. These next three are new ones that I just found. They're called Power Blend. This one is a Southwest style, and it has a blend of black beans, corn, lentils, whole grains, red bell peppers, and lentil zucchini orzo pasta with a zesty sauce. But even with the sauce, they're not overpowering on sauces. Now, I haven't tried any of these specific ones, but I have had the sauced vegetables from Bird's Eye before. And I've been very happy with the amount of sauce that they put on it. I've gotten Green Giant ones before with sauce. Like for instance, the Brussels sprouts with the buttery sauce. And I love Brussels sprouts, and I like that, like them in the buttery sauce. But I have also found that they're just too slimy. I mean, there's so much sauce, they're almost slimy. Okay, this one, gotta move the tripod out of the way. Okay, this one is quinoa and spinach. It's whole grain, red bell peppers, sweetened dried cranberries, and chickpeas in an apple cider vinaigrette sauce. That sounds really good. And then the last one, and they have a couple more, but these are the ones I got. This one is Italian style. And it has a blend of lentils, broccoli, leafy greens, bulgur wheat, white beans, and lentil zucchini orzo pasta in an Italian style sauce. So hopefully the sauce is pretty good. Hopefully it's not too salty. Again, typically when I've had their seasonings or their sauces, it's not overpowering. Like for instance with the rice here, it's got a seasoning, but it's not overly salty. So I've had this one before, but I'm looking forward to trying these three. And I will let you know what I think. Well, that's the video for today. I hope that you enjoy it. Get to see a little bit as far as what I have planned, what I will be eating this week, and some of the things I have done to help make preparing meals 3 times a day, 7 days a week, a little easier, so that I'm more motivated to do that than to go out to eat. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you know when I upload a video every day. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.